You sucked off Twiggy for so long when you knew he was in a higher position than you, and the second it was easy, you flipped.
What's your thoughts on that, Grim?
Yeah, okay, buddy.
Honestly, I mean, I don't see what words are gonna do. I mean, if he wants to fight, we can fight. I don't give a shit.
S1K, how
What
much?
if I just said something? Are you gonna say something what I said, or are you gonna go fight now? Because before you were being a little bitch.
I literally said I was gonna fight. I would see what the issue is.
Confront the allegations. How you turned on Twiggy the second it was easy for you because you knew you were gonna get fucking fired.
The guy's not. So I realized whenever I first was talking to him that he didn't seem to be all there, but I thought it was just a joke. And then when I realized afterwards that he's not a very logical person, then I cut him off. And that happened on a test stream. I literally was very open about that. I was trying to save his ass the entirety of the way, and I was actually one defending him in front of everybody.
Bro, I've been in VC with him many times. He's the exact same fucking person on the show versus off the show. You knew who he was, and you fucking turned because the audience turned.
True.
You're not a real person, and that's why you'll always be in the fucking D tier list for Keem, bro. You're not a real person.
Scott Dude 814 super chatted $20. Dogwater is just jealous that Beans has fans because she is likable while Zay only has simps because $5 buys a lot of Zay.
S1K, how much do you weigh?
Like 145.
Oh shit, dude, you're massively underweight.
How much do you weigh?
Me. I'm 200.
I don't care.
It's just K super chatted $19.99.
I could drop weight.
Listen, dude, here's the thing. Even with you being way more than me, you still I gotta train to fight this guy. Bro, you're a bitch made. You've never been in a fight in your fucking life. I don't care. You're gonna go train at MMA gym. You're a bitch.
True.
If I saw you in real life, you wouldn't go, let me train first. We would fucking fight. That's what you'd be about.
Bro, what is all this bravado? What are you trying to prove right now? It's all talk. It's literally Chihuahua type shit right now. Let's just fight it out, bro. Let's just fight it out.
Like a little bitch.
Because you're boring, bro.
Boring, bro.
Let's just fight it out. I'm not here to talk. Let's just fight it out. I don't need to talk. Let's just fight it out.
Dude, you just came in and be like, well, I'll talk shit to you, Zay. You're not a man, bro.
Yeah, I talk shit to her all the time. Yeah, because
Now, I covered the Rastov / Twiggy arc ending, their whole little debacle. Now we're getting into the whole Zay versus Bean, which has been building up for quite a while. I would say the last month I would say a good month, right? And I think when it's coming to guys drama versus female drama, I think there's a very clear difference, but a lot of it kind of comes down to very high school, right? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Very petty, very meaningless, right? But I think in a situation like this where somebody wants to genuinely fight somebody, I think it's comical to the point where it takes me back to the early days of YouTube, where not even early days of YouTube, but just generally the early days of the internet, where everybody would, saying, I will fight you, come up, and then when that person does come up, they always back down. And this is what I'm referring to the whole Zay versus Bean drama, right? It's high school / very old internet, right? Well, come up, pull up, If you're not aware, and I'm not trying to dox them, they both live in the same state. That's all really I'm going to say. If you watch lolcowlive, you should know that by now, right? They live in the same state, in the same general, probably different counties, right? Florida is a very big state. Not a big state, but Florida is very long, if you know what I'm referring to. And I think that gives Zay a sense of confidence that makes her think that she can go one-on-one against Bean. What could be true, but then again, I've seen a number of times where somebody may have the physical advantage but never pull up, and I've seen it a number of times. And this always reminds me of the Tonkasaw incident that happened almost like 8 years ago, believe it or not. It's been a long time I've spoken about this. If you're not aware, Tonkasaw and Annie Worski wanted to box, right? They wanted to go into some MMA fighting, right? And Annie Worski pulled up. Annie Worski, you can look this up. You can really look this up. Annie Worski pulled up and was like, yeah, he went to the actual arena, and Tonkasaw never showed up or anything. And I'm not the only one who said that this reminds me of the Tonkasaw incident. Are they actually going to pull up? I don't know. They can be talking a lot of shit. And if you're not aware, the guy next to Zay is the cuck boyfriend. And also, before I move forward, I should have mentioned it. This all started because of Minecraft. It really just started over something very petty. And it kind of gives you an inkling of the people around you. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to, I don't even care, right? Who cares? but it started over something really petty over Minecraft, and I've seen people be extremely petty. Hell, I would say that in terms of pettiness, this is probably one of the, like, why fight over this? Why even comment? Apparently, like, Beans wanted to do a Minecraft server. Zay's boyfriend said, like, oh, this is like Zay stuff, something like that, and it just spiraled out of control. And it's to the point where you can look at Keem and he's just not amused. Even Boogie is not amused. It's just like, why even entertain this? And I think because it's been slow the last couple of days, and clearly because without Wings, there's just nothing there right now. And I think they're realizing the effect that without Wings, there's really not much they can do without cover. You know, now they have to cover their own personal drama within their own universe that's been building up. And here we're at now. Now, do I think they're gonna all pull up? I'm very half and half. A part of me wants to see it just so I can cover it. A part of me is just like, I don't really care. If I have to pick who will win in a fight, Zay or Beans, I don't know. They're both less than like 110 pounds. It wouldn't even be a fight. It would just literally be two twinks fighting it out. Like, it wouldn't even be much of a fight, right? It wouldn't even be like wrestling where you have like buff women, like, you know, fighting it out, or like MMA females, or boxing. It's just not the same. It would actually really be pathetic in all sense. Now, in the case of Grim and S1K, Zay's boyfriend, who's again the cuck, he acts like the tough guy like Tonkasa did. Like, they even to the point where they, street fighting, and like he brings up things like, oh, let's street fight. He wants like kind of blood and all this stuff. And all I thought was, dude, you really sound like Tonkasa. Tonkasa did the same thing. And look what happened to him. His career was completely destroyed after that. I think Grim is slightly taller than him and weighs more. And I think S1K, I think he's close to my weight. I don't think he's close to my height, but he's close to my weight. And I'll be real with you. I have buddies who are kind of close to Grim's weight. You're not going to win. Unless Grim loses, if Grim loses weight, but he's probably going to lose that weight in muscle, and muscle is much more dense than fat, it still wouldn't be a fair fight. It would be a slaughter. Like, even if you want to go MMA, it's like, dude, even then, even street fighting, it's like, I don't know. All of it's very pathetic. Let's start over a Minecraft. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I think most of you guys would agree that it'd be funny to see them fight, but also it'd just be very sad at the same time. I'll also cover it all, but till then, have a good one, be safe, and God bless. Till next time, y'all.